In this case though, the biggest fish, David, and it's not close, is of course Caitlin Clark. And that is not a statement, as we always have to caveat about, is she the #1 best player in the league? That's an argument that many have had, and will continue to have in the ways that we want to Mount Rushmore everything. But in terms of the draw, the biggest free agent, the biggest economic stimulus package that can be provided to a startup like this, it's obviously her, and she is not. If you thought Caitlin Clark's rookie season had you on edge of your seat, wait until you learn how her upcoming contract has the potential to change everything we understand about the finance of women's basketball. We are about to uncover a life-changing secret regarding Caitlin Clark, the incredible player who is already making waves in women's basketball. Recent information from the Indiana Fever camp has created a buzz throughout the WNBA community. This news isn't just about a contract. It's about how this could shape the league's future. Caitlin Clark, of course, went #1 overall. It was such a great night to watch her get up there. She's going to the Indiana Fever. She's going to get a contract. So I was so excited watching and, just like amazing this. And by the way, that place sold out. They sold 1,000 tickets in 15 minutes. They're saying that when she goes to visit other teams, when the team goes to visit other teams, they're actually getting into bigger arenas. This is more than just another sports story to follow. It's a conflict between incredible talent market influences and an establishment that finds it difficult to adjust. Caitlin Clark's record-breaking accomplishments and contributions to the Fever's financial stability show how influential she has become. She's more than just a player. She's a force that forces leagues to reconsider their frameworks. Before we get into the specifics, please take a moment to like this video, share it with other basketball fans, and hit the subscribe button for our channel. I promise you won't want to miss any of the amazing story as it unfolds. The big question is whether the WNBA can rise to the occasion and meet this historic challenge. From her very first game, the crowd surged in excitement, generating an atmosphere that felt new and exciting, almost as if it hadn't been seen in years. Caitlin Clark joined the WNBA with a powerful impact like a hurricane that cannot be ignored. She wasn't just playing basketball. She was putting on an incredible show on the court with her exceptional ability to control the game's pace with long-range three-pointers and deliver precise passes. As a rookie, she immediately became the talk of the league and captured everyone's attention. If we had a number, if we would have said when we're talking about dominating with Caitlin Clark, what would those numbers have? What were the numbers? It would have been a scoring number. Exactly, yeah. Right? Because of that high clip shooting it, we'd have been like, that's what she did in college. That's what I was saying when you said it. So you don't consider 20 points per game? So if her stats, when we're saying she won't do this in the W, she averaged 31.6, 7.4 rebounds, 9 assists. An essential story is told by the numbers. For someone just beginning her career in the league, Clark has contributed to 26% of all the exciting events in the WNBA this season. Tickets for the Indiana Fever games are selling out quickly, and many fans claim to be there only to watch her play. Her influence has drawn over 300,000 fans to the Fever's games this season, setting records and demonstrating to the world that she is more than simply a player. She's a game changer. Even though her rookie salary of $776,535 obviously does not reflect her enormous influence. The system attempts to maintain fairness, but frequently ignores exceptional now that they have talent. The Indiana Fever must figure out how to satisfy their bright star Caitlin while navigating the league's antiquated rules and restrictions. Yeah, it's definitely different for me. I feel like basketball has really consumed my life for a year. So, I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's happened. Like, I feel like I didn't even have time to really reflect on my college career because it ended so fast. And then I came here and was trying to give everything I could to this team and kind of move on and put all that behind me and help this team, get back to the playoffs. So I feel like taking some time to myself and really enjoying that and reflecting back. And, it was special. There was a lot of things that this group accomplished that, a lot of people probably didn't think was possible. It all started with a whisper and an intriguing rumor that started to circulate among basketball communities. The Indiana Fever are currently drafting a groundbreaking contract for Caitlin Clark. While the details are still unknown, this contract has the potential to completely change the way WNBA contracts are made. There is no denying the excitement around this news. We've spent 5 years calling companies trying to get them to be a partner. And that inflection moment happens, and people are calling us saying, how can we get on your jersey patch? And so it's, I've had the 5 years of that not being the case. My sponsorship people would sell a Fever deal for $5,000. And I said to them, I don't even get out of bed for $5,000. Like, what are we doing here? Like, don't devalue the product. And they said, yeah, but people don't want to support it. I said, because you're teaching them, they don't have to. And so we had some growth to do that got us ready for this moment. But, that's, Caitlyn makes me look smarter, more strategic, all the things like all of a sudden. According to rumors, the Fever are looking into creative ways to offer a deal that appropriately acknowledges Clark's enormous talent and influence. Imagine contracts that offer Clark performance-based bonuses, agreements that permit revenue sharing, or even partnerships for endorsements that directly connect to the team. These tactics would not only guarantee Clark a bright future with the team, but they might also establish a new benchmark for how the league as a whole organizes its contracts. It feels like we've been building up to this moment for years, maybe even since Tamika Catchings hung up the jersey. And to have this kind of excitement around the Fever again, it's a really thrilling time. Nevertheless, there is a barrier to collective bargaining agreements. Even if the Fever comes up with innovative ideas, teams still have to work within that restrict what they can offer rookie players and cap their contracts. Since the Fever is in a race against time to keep their best players happy, this challenge intensifies the tension even further because the system was not designed for a player as exceptional as Clark. The West Des Moines native, like you said, continues to break records on the court. We've seen it all year, but she's also breaking records off the court, and she's doing some things no other women's athlete has done before. Some may deem her as Iowa royalty, as Caitlin Clark is paving the way for women athletes in Iowa, and her success continues to show all across the state. Clark's first major retailer nil deal came from the locally founded Hy-Vee. You know what I mean, her popularity, it is the Caitlin Clark effect. Anything that we're going to put in the store to be able to celebrate her, to be able to bring more awareness to her, and her brand is a win-win for both sides. After selling 48,000 boxes in weeks of Caitlin Clark branded cereal and also Clark player cards, the store has announced a partnership with Wilson. Let's examine the data since it tells a story that words cannot adequately express. Caitlin Clark has significantly boosted Fever merchandise sales by 500%, and her jerseys are being snapped off the shelves faster than the league can stock them. Additionally, Fever games have seen a sharp increase in viewership of 300%, with an astounding 45% of those fans tuning in especially to watch Clark FL, subscribe this channel. And Caitlin Clark's influence has not only benefited the Fever team, it has also greatly increased the WNBA's overall visibility, drawing in new fans and creating an unparalleled buzz about the league. In fact, her presence has reportedly contributed about $36 million to the Indianapolis local economy, demonstrating that her contributions extend well beyond what occurs on the basketball court. However, it's crucial to remember that her current contract is only worth $338,000 over 4 years. The shocking $13 million that NBA rookie Victor Wanyama is expected to make in his first season alone begs significant questions about how the WNBA values and rewards its best players. Everything to smile about through 3 quarters. The basketball team, the Indiana Fever, is well aware that losing Caitlin Clark would be a grave error because if she leaves, the team would revert to being merely mediocre, which would be detrimental to them both in the game and in their community. The Fever must convince Clark that they are developing a promising plan that meets Caitlin's huge desire since maintaining her is more than just financial. It's also critical to demonstrate to her a strong and distinct vision for the future. There are rumors that the Fever are making every effort to retain her. They're pursuing major sponsorship deals and trying out new contract ideas that could benefit them financially. However, there is a real concern that they won't be able to make it happen, especially given all the restrictions imposed by the WNBA. It feels like there are still certain people within the WNBA who want the league to grow, but they don't want it to grow if it's certain people at the face. And there is still this undertone of jealousy that for some reason I cannot get around calling it anything else but that because I don't know what else it could be. This issue affects not just the Fever, but the entire league as well. The WNBA must adapt and expand to retain its top players like Caitlin or risk losing them to other leagues or opportunities abroad. The Fever's actions may result in significant systemic changes, but only if the league is prepared to make the necessary adjustments. All we do is have fun. With Caitlin Clark, we never take anything serious. Like I tell people all the time, she's really a kid at heart. And then also like Christy and the coaching staff, they're lighthearted. They allow us to have fun. But it's moments where we need to be serious and are serious. But the majority of the time we are having fun because you gotta understand the outside world was really trying to get inside this building. We just didn't let it. And having fun is a great way to kind of keep that up. In addition to being a fantastic player for the Fever, Caitlin Clark inspires enthusiasm and hope in everyone in Indianapolis. Every time she takes the floor, it's like a unique celebration. For a city that loves sports so much, Indianapolis finds a kind of happiness and energy in Clark that is difficult to describe. It's as if she shines brightly, lifting the spirits of her fans. As a result, the hotels are completely booked, restaurants are crowded with happy supporters, and local shops see a significant increase in business. The spirits of many people are high. Yeah, I think there's definitely been some growth for me. I feel like I've learned a lot over the course of whatever, it's been 2 months, not even 2 months, I'm not sure exactly. But I think the game is just played in such a different way than it is in college. The pace is faster, quickness, the way people guard, the actions they run. So, I think that's been the biggest thing.
I think there's still so much for me to learn.
And that's what's exciting for myself is there's still so much room for me to grow and get better. And as a competitor, you embrace that and you enjoy that, and you go back and watch every single game and find ways to get better and then hopefully translate that to the next. The money she generates is almost as much as that of famous tournaments like the NCAA Final Four per economic reports. Her influence extends beyond basketball. She is changing the community in amazing ways. However, whether the Fever can keep Clark on their team will determine whether the city maintains this fervor or if it begins to wane. The people of Indianapolis know what really counts, and the Fever team is aware of it as well. Losing Clark would be a devastating blow to the team as well as to the entire city of Indianapolis, which has fallen in love with her incredible talent. The conversation, John, it started about this foul over the weekend that Kennedy Carter for the Chicago Sky fouled Caitlin Clark of the Indiana Fever. And I'm not going to lie to you, John, if I take you through my day that morning, I get the call or the text rather than I'm like, are we really leading sports with this? Are we really leading sports with a foul? A person got knocked over in a basketball game. In sports. All right. I'm like, fine, let's just do it. So we have the conversation with colleagues and friends, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. The WNBA is currently at a pivotal point in its history, and recent events surrounding Caitlin Clark's contract have revealed some issues with the league structure. This raises the important question of how the WNBA can draw and keep its best players given the extremely low salaries they receive. This issue cannot be disregarded and must be resolved as soon as possible. He brought this up, so I'm just going to double down on it. Nobody, and I mean nobody, is going to sign more than 1 year. Any free agent this year will not sign more than 1 year because of the CBA. When 2026 comes around, the entire league will be free agents except for people on their rookie deals. I don't even know, how does that even work? I don't.
To the GMs,
GMs, assemble. Good luck. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Since the collective bargaining agreement, which is crucial for the league's players, expires in 2025, there is not much time left to make the necessary adjustments. Will the league be able to move quickly enough to prevent even more serious problems? The Fever from Indiana, one of the teams, is making a lot of effort to improve things, but the major issues impact the entire league and require attention from every department inside the WNBA. If the organization does not find effective solutions soon, it may lose its best players. Not only is Caitlin Clark's predicament concerning for the Fever, but it also poses a serious threat to the WNBA's overall future. How the league responds will be crucial to its ability to stay competitive in the rapidly evolving sports industry. Then we'll have an answer for this. Here's Clark, guarded by Robinson. Clark firing again. Oh my. To shake free. Clark, step back 3. He's good. Clark will fire. Clark finds Stoke. Here's Ben Liff, has it stolen by Clark. Clark trying to outrace Cochran. Able to pizza. Caitlin Clark's journey is not just about playing basketball, it's also about the challenges that come with change and the enormous potential for progress in a league that is prepared to transform the Indiana Fever. They are working hard to give her a bright future, but we all wonder if their efforts will be enough to keep her. Clark, the third 30-point game of the season in enemy territory, gets this kind of salute as she exits the game. The stress increases as time passes. If you found this discussion interesting, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support is essential to ensuring that we continue to provide you with the most thrilling and current stories in the world of sports until we cross paths again. Clark's influence extends far beyond what occurs on the basketball court, and if the league were to lose her, it would be a major setback for all parties involved. The WNBA must decide whether to adjust to the new expectations and demands or risk falling behind and losing its positive energy. Continue to keep an eye on the court and be on the lookout for any information. Thank you.